welcome to Rock Around the Clock. Daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rock? Hey! Oh, I get so excited. I can't help it, fellas and fellaresses. I don't know why. I guess because, it doesn't matter how old you get. You're always a kid, aren't you? Really, you are? You always want to be a little boy, a little girl again. I always say that. That was like, when you're little and you have fun with your friends in the garden and your mum makes you tea and, tucks you in at night and stuff. It's lovely. We love it. Hello, guys. Great to see you. Thursday. One more day. And then it's the weekend. We got a bank holiday this weekend then, Dorrigan. I know there is one coming up. I was hoping it wasn't so soon. What an absolute what a spoil sport I am. But that's just the way I am. Reaver the Beaver, hey Spectrum, how are you, my friend? Thank you for popping in. We do. Oh, right, okay. Only reason I say that is because, from my business perspective, it's one day less to get all my money in at the end of the month, which I crave. It is the lifeblood of a business, after all. We got Raven Anime who's joined. He is a new member of Team Rock. Thank you so much, my friend. Big news about Team Rock membership coming up. For those of you that haven't yet read the members post that I sent out earlier. Hey Nerds World, how are you, my friend? How is life in Canada? I've been watching actually a really good show. I say watching, it probably aired a little while ago, but I've been watching it on stream. It's called Race Across the World, although in truth it wasn't. But it was a race. It was I think it was 8 people or 8 teams, I forget now. It might have been 8 teams of 2, but they had to go from one side of Canada all the way across the Arctic and to the other side, and then I think they had to go back again under their own steam. So they were given something like, I don't know, 3,000 Canadian or something to make their way across, but they weren't allowed to have a phone, so they weren't able to Google stuff and pre-book ahead, things like ferry rides and stuff. Very entertaining, thoroughly enjoyed it, good little show, saw some amazing sights. It was 8 teams, thanks Dorrigan, I was right. That's very rare for me to get something right. I enjoyed it. I love that kind of thing. It's the first time we'd ever seen it. I know it had been a series before, but we'd not seen it before. So we've got previous years' seasons to watch as well. Christian, how are you? Lovely to see you. Dre's in the house, my good friend Dre from España. Not having great weather in Spain, are you at the moment, Dre? I think it was beautiful, and mother-in-law's down there at the moment, as is her wont. She's usually in Spain, kicking up a rumpus with the locals, and she was saying it's been raining, and I know it depends where in Spain. She's going to be in the normally warm parts. But Reva as well, how are you, Reva? Good to see you. Christian, we just mentioned Christian. Nerds, well, we mentioned Dorrigan, he's a good friend. 10 days off work with a 5-day holiday. Wow, that's pretty cool. David Wilson, how are you, my man? How are you keeping, brother? So today, of course, is Thursday. It's typically when all of the cloud gaming services push out their news. So that is why it is Cloud Gaming Thursday for the channel, and we've got some good news, which we will have a little looky at in a second. We've also, of course, got the members only draw. That will be reverting to subscribers and members next week. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be subscribers and members, except members will get more entries. So depending on what level of membership, you'll have double, quadruple, whatever names in the wheel. And then what I'm doing, members only, once a month I'm going to be giving away a big game of the month, i.e. a game that's been released on the month. So I haven't decided what it's going to be yet for June, particularly as I'm spending already on giving away Diablo and Final Fantasy, but there will be one. Plus, every final Friday of every month, so the last Friday of every month, will be a special members-only prize day, including tomorrow, because tomorrow is indeed the final Friday of May. And for members, dun dun dun, drum roll, I'm giving away a copy of The Ascent and a copy of Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, which has only just been released, plus, and so it's two prizes, two different winners, members only, plus a copy, 30 days of GeForce Now Priority tier for both of those winners. So two very lucky people, members only, are going to be winning those tomorrow. And there's some significance which we'll come to in a second. But that's going to be tomorrow, so members only tomorrow. And then from Monday, I'm opening up the wheel so that it's subscribers and members, with the advised proviso that you guys get the big prize, 2 big prizes a month for being members. What more can I say? Because you are awesome. Thank you, Reva. You're awesome too. Nerds, what I'm doing better, thanks. Just working on content for both channels. Oh, mate, 2 channels. I started to do 2 channels. I've still got my... I've forgotten what it's called, actually. What's it called? Chill Out something or another. But so much work. I don't know. I'm too lazy. I think that's what it is. I've got to be honest with myself. I think I'm too lazy. It's the way it goes. Adam, good to see you, my friend. Welcome to our Thursday Games Roundup. So, should we get on with it? Should we get the old cloud gaming? We've got a bit of news today. We'll get ourselves over to Simple Larry. Here he is, bless him. Hello, Larry. Hello, Rokk. See, you didn't see my lips move, did you? Hey? Hello, Rokk. Hello, Rokk. So, we start, as we are normally doing, looking at NVIDIA. Woohoo! Big news from NVIDIA. So, we knew last week that there were, the Xbox games were starting to roll out. I think we got a couple last week. Boosteroid announced that they were going to have 3 or 4 come out at the beginning of June. GeForce Now have upped the ante, guys. So they've announced... Actually, and I think they're still announcing the same game, sorry. I'm probably getting ahead of myself here. I think they're just confirming the same games. Yes, they are. Deathloop, Grounded and Pentiment. Sorry, got a bit excited there. Although they have said that there are more coming. But I'm kind of preempting their blog. Keep the NVIDIA and Microsoft party going this GFN Thursday with Grounded, Deathloop and Pentiment. Of course, if you have Xbox Game Pass, then these games won't be new to you, but the point is these are PC versions that are coming to cloud, which means some of them will have extra RTX goodness and ultra graphics settings, which you don't get with your Xbox, you see. So even if you've played Gears 5, for example, we'll come to that. I think that was announced last week. You can play on ultra settings, so you get much better graphics, which is absolutely freaking awesome. Hello, Crystal, how are you? Yeah, Crystal, sorry, my love. I did see you pop in earlier. I know you've been here, and you're wondering why I didn't mention you. I am sorry. It's because it never shows the chat until I go live, which means anybody that went hello before I went live don't show up, and then I forget you. I'm really sorry. But you were very early. In fact, I think you were the first one in the chat, so thank you very much. That's and don't forget, tomorrow, big day for members only. And I have to say, The Ascent is one of my favourite games of last year. I think it was last year. Absolutely fantastic game. I would actually genuinely play it again. I really, really enjoyed it. So that's a great game, and I've heard really good things about Warhammer. I actually looked... I'm getting ahead of myself again. Hang on, let's move down this page. Right, all over the shop here, Rokk. Come on. Grounded is a great game. If you guys haven't played it, I played the early access version for quite some time because it came out on xCloud, or Xbox rather, as early access. And it's really good. I got to a point in the game where I couldn't move because every time I went through this tunnel I got killed by a spider and I couldn't work my way out of it. So I gave up in the end, but they've built on the game, they've super improved it, and they're dropping DLCs and stuff all the time, and it's a really, really good game. So that one's coming to GeForce, which is cool. Pentiment it's an interesting game actually. I've played it a little bit, but it's a sort of an RPG that involves pen and ink, like medieval transcripts, parchments and stuff. It's not a game that you can describe. You've got to kind of see it in action. Illuminated manuscripts, but it's really cool. And Deathloop, great game, Deathloop. A little bit like, not really, but it looks a bit like Redfall, I think, which is still capturing me. I'm loving Redfall. I can't put it down. I think I'm about 10 hours into it. I thought it was a lot more than that, but it has a counter, and loving it. It's really cool. So Deathloop, and actually I've got a code for Deathloop. I played it a little bit when it first came out on Game Pass, but I've been given a Steam code, so I'm going to be streaming that on Saturday at some point, I think. It's an interesting little game, really interesting mechanics. So look forward to that. That's coming up. Next gen first person shooter from Arcane Lion. And there we go. Oh, and these 3 Xbox titles join Gears 5, which they announced last week, and supported games on GeForce Now. So there you go, 1,600 other games in the GFN library. They have also announced a whole slew of new games coming this week, including that big old puppy there, the Lord of the Rings Gollum. Mixed reviews, but I think it's going to be one of those games. I'm a bit of I don't like to go and buy a game on the basis of a review, but equally I don't like to be skewed from buying a game on the basis of a review. So I'm hoping to get to play this, and we can have a look together, but I'm waiting to see if I've been successful for my request. Anyway, Lord of the Rings, Gollum. Everybody knows Lord of the Rings. Pretty much know this little fella as well, Schmiedel, whatever his name is. And it's a bit of a stealth game, which I don't mind. I quite like a stealth game. So we'll see. The jury's out, though. It's not been getting amazing reviews. So we'll see. But it does have RTX and DLSS, which means it will look absolutely freaking amazing on GeForce Now, of course. So, other games coming this week. Blooming Business Casino, that's coming out, let me see, 23rd, so that's 2 days ago, 23rd, 2 days, 25th and 25th and 25th are today, and then the rest of them are probably, they were probably already there, but they're now on GeForce, which is absolutely excellent. I've just, there you go, I found I wasn't getting my chat up because my chat that I used to feed the chat was not. Anyway, it should be there now. Schmiegel. Thank you, Reva. Schmiegel. My precious. David said, I really want to play Grounded, but I want to fully party. I want to fully party for it to hear all the story dialogues between the characters. It's a really, really good game, David. I mean, as I said, I played early access, so, it was kind of pre-launch. There were some issues, but it didn't bother me. I really enjoyed it. And Nerds World Gaming says I'm doing 2 channels because my art channel I really want to take somewhere, and then my gaming channel is to have fun. That's cool. That's a great thing to do, isn't it? If you've got a passion in life, and you can share that as a dedicated channel, that's awesome. And yeah, it's all fun and games. My precious Obi, how are you, brother? Great to see you, my friend. I tell you who does an amazing Schmiegel voice is the Viking warrior Bjorn. Because, of course, you know, the whole kind of Lord of the Rings all hails, really, is all kind of based on Nordic kind of Viking sagas and things, isn't it? It's that sort of world. But he does a really good... In fact, he did say if he gets a copy, he's going to do the whole thing with Schmiegel's voice. I mean, I'm sorry, but you would just be... I'd have to be drinking all the time. Glad to be here. Glad that you are here, my friend. Always. Thank you so much. Amazing to see you. So what have we got? Plane of Lana, which I think it came out on one of the consoles to play, and I can't remember if it was Game Pass. I think it was Game Pass recently. Looks good. A lot of big, solid reviews for Plane of Lana. Warhammer 4. Now I can reveal that the reason I chose those two games to give away is that they are new to GeForce Now this week, you see. So even though the Ascent, or the Ascent, it's up to you really, is not a new game, it is new to GeForce. You see what I did? So I'm giving away 30 days of priority because, and to celebrate, the coming of the Ascent and Warhammer 40k bolt gun. Neither of which, and neither the GeForce priority codes have been given to me, by the way. I've bought these for you. I've stopped asking because I kind of got told off. It was like, no, we can't just give them away all the time. Okay, I'll just buy them then. But 40,000 bolt gun above Snakes, which also looks really good. I mean, I keep thinking of Snakes on the Plane, but it does look good. It's kind of a Western, like an old Western game. We'll have a look at all of these in a second. Railway Empire 2, if you like your sort of Sims. Of course, Lord of the Rings Gollum. Deathloop Grounded Lawn Mowing Simulator, which is fun. It's funny, isn't it? It's like that. And the other one that I loved was the one where you're just cleaning down walls with your spray, your, what do you call it? What do you call those things that you power washer? It's just like stupidly fun. Just mindlessly cleaning or mowing the lawn. The Ascent and Patch Quest. These are actually, all of these, bar none, are really good games. So these are great games coming to GeForce. The Warhammer Skulls Festival's live today as well, apparently. Check it out, man, for information about upcoming games in the Warhammer franchise. They are relentless, aren't they? Those Warhammer games, they just keep coming. It's just like, I just don't know how it works. Is it Friday yet? No, we're not quite there, Chase. We're getting there, mate. We're getting very, very close. It's within breathing distance. Good to see you, my friend. Power Wash Simulator, that was it. That absolutely was it. Hope you're keeping well, dude. Great to see you 2 days in a row. This is fantastic. So Warhammer, I don't know how they do it. So many Warhammer titles, and they're all brilliant as well. Plus discounts on Warhammer titles on Steam and the Epic's Game Store. So they're all cool. Let's have a very quick look at these then. I mean, Blooming Business Casino. I'm not a gambler, and I'm not somebody that likes to promote it either. It is a cultural cancer in my book. Very few people can like gamble once a year. If you're into gambling, you're probably doing it regularly, and then you're only a hop, skip and a jump before it becomes a problem. So, but who knows? It could be fun. I don't know what you do. Blooming Business Casino is a relaxing tycoon simulation game with a retro Vegas twist. Build and run your own fantasy casino in a bustling world full of animals. The only time I've ever done anything remotely casino-like was at a business event where they had one of those virtual casino tables with, it gave you a bunch of chips and you didn't pay anything. And it was fun, but there's no way. I've never even bet on a race or a football match or anything. It just doesn't interest me at all. I like to put my money where I've got a fairly safe risk chance of winning. Only able to stop by briefly yesterday, so oh, bless you, my friend. Hope all has been well. Yeah, we're getting there, mate. Trials and tribulations, but that's what life's all about, isn't it? So here you go. Anyway, that's that one. I mean, it doesn't look bad. If that, I mean, it's a sim. If you like those kinds of games, like the one where you make your own wine, or where you build a city and stuff, they can be fun. And of course, there's even sims for content creators. There's a YouTube one that I saw on Luna. £15, 25% discount right now. As I've said before, just add 30%, give or take, to get your rough dollar and rough euro. But there you go, not too bad at all. Of course, you can check out CD Keys and fanatical.com, and you may find those prices are lower there, and they typically are. Plain of Lana, as I've said, getting very, very good reviews. Only 184, but it's only been out 2 days. But I think it's on xCloud or Xbox Game Pass as well. I'm definitely quite keen to give this one a go. I know a lot of people have said that it's really good. It's got a great story behind it, as well as being this kind of side platform thing. I played that kind of a game on Xbox a little while ago. I forget the name of the game now, but it was a game that very few people played because it looked like this, and that's boring. But it was such a great game with a really, really cool story. Ordinarily similar price, in at the £15-ish mark, so about $18, I guess, somewhere around there. Similar game, it reckons, to Deliver Us Mars and Portal, 2 really good games. So give it a go, you never know. What else have we got here? We have got, oh yes, Warhammer 40k. So members get to win this one tomorrow. One of you lucky guys. Look at the little Warhammer characters. Look at them. It looks. Oh, let me turn the noise off. It's kind of a retro. This is the thing. It's kind of like a 90s retro shooter. Sam, hello. How are you? Good to have you in the house. Hope you're keeping well, my love. So yeah, imagine Doom. Like that kind of 90s feel. But it's been getting massively strong reviews because it's, at the end of the day, it is a next-gen 90s retro shooter. Load up your bolt gun and unleash the awesome Space Marine arsenal to blast your way through an explosion of sprites, pixels and blood in a perfect blend of Warhammer 40,000 frenetic gameplay and the stylish visuals of 90s retro shooters. So it's another one of those games where, you sort of look at the screenshots and you think, oh, God. But the reviews say different. The reviews say it is incredible fun and it's a real throwback and very engaging. And I'm going to be giving a copy away tomorrow to one of you lucky members with 30 days of GeForce Now, so you can play it on GeForce Now. Can't say fairer than that, can I? Hey, can't say fairer than that, Rokk. I don't think I can. So I'm not going to bother. And what else have we got? I actually did a wish list on Above Snakes because I think this looks really good. It's a kind of a build an empire type thing, but you can. Oh no, he shot Bambi! But it's also a survivor thing, and you can, as you can see, you can zoom right in, so you create the world with your own hands and your own materials, and you build stuff out, and you've got to survive. So, it's kind of a mix of genres, but it does look really, really good. This is also on GeForce Now. I did toy with this one, or Warhammer, but I think Warhammer's probably going to be more mass appeal, so. But it looks good. It's kind of a Dinkumish type of thing as well, isn't it? In a way, maybe. But with added slaughter of innocent creatures. Although you can do that in Dinkum, it's true. It's true. It's very, very true. So anyway, Snakes Above Snakes. 18.89, 10% discount. I don't know that I looked at the price of Bolt Gun if you were thinking about buying it. Let's have a look. 17. 10% discount on that one. What else? Railway Empire 2. We'll skip that one. You kind of know what it is. Lord of the Rings Gollum. Gum? Reggie? So let's have a go in there and see. So, yeah, as I say, it's kind of an adventure fantasy, but it is a stealth, very, very stealthy game, which, you know, a lot of people don't like that. And a lot of people do. I do. I like the kind of whole stealth thing. And it looks good. And they've certainly suggested that the graphics aren't bad at all. It's got no reviews yet, so I don't know whether they've held off on the reviews or nobody's given any. And it's only out today, fair point. So who knows? But I'm really keen to play this and give it a fair review. I tell you what I did buy recently. I bought Bramble, and I tell you this, it's a heck of a lot harder than the demo I completed. I haven't got very far into the game. I need to go back to it, but I've got so many. I mean, from what I can see here, this looks really good. But anyway, they've sort of, gone, well, it's not really bringing much new, and no. But I think there's a tendency to down on games at the moment. Is Bramble coming to GFN? That is a good question, David. I tell you what, my friend, I don't know. We ambassadors only get told. I'm looking over here because I did have a. Yeah, here it is. We ambassadors only get told a few days before the GeForce Now blog goes live, 1 or 2 days before. So we never know. However, I do have this wonderful site, Cloud-Based GG. We've looked at this before. Let's have a look. Do you know, where have I been playing it then? I have been playing it on GeForce Now. I thought I had. That's why I wanted to check, because I thought, well, I don't play games on PC. I genuinely don't. If it's not available on the cloud, I don't tend to play it, because I like the ability to play in the cloud. Failing that, I play on the console, because I like to sit in my lounge and play. I don't like coming out here. So it is, my friend, it is available. Funnily enough, I had even thought about adding that one to the mix. But yeah, it is available to play on GeForce Now, David. So there you go. Happy days. We'll have a look and see how much it is in a second as well. But I quite like the look of this. I'm not going to knock it until I play it. It's a full price game, £43. So you're looking at about $45 to $48. And that's possibly why people are whinging a bit. And that's not to say that their reviews aren't wrong. But like a lot of these things, you've really got to kind of watch a few people playing it and stuff. Yeah, it's a fantastic game, Bramble. Let's have a quick look and see how much it is at the moment if you were to buy it. What? That's the soundtrack. I've struggled recently to find games when I search on Steam. Even though I know it's here, it's like, why are you showing me... let's go with name and see if that helps. It's definitely here, mate, because I bought it. I think I paid about 20 something, but I'm sure it's dropped by now. The way to find it is to go to the soundtrack, and then it says it's based on the base game, so you click on that and that takes you there. How do you not find it? It's bizarre. Of course, there you go, $24.99, so it hasn't dropped in price yet. Having said that, check your CD keys and your fanaticals and all that stuff, because you never know, do you? You know how it works. But it is a great game. I'm enjoying it, but I do need to crack on with it, because it's baffling me. It's got me stuck in the right little sticky place. So let's go back and have a final look at what GeForce Now are bringing. So Deathloop, we'll have a... no, we don't need to look at Deathloop. I was going to say The Ascent is the one I want to have a look at. Deathloop and Grounded and Lawn Mowing Simulator. Pentiment, if you don't have an Xbox, I suppose it's worth having a quick look. I did say to you, it's actually quite fun. It's got some humour to it as well, which is quite cool. But yeah, you sort of, draw your way through it. It's an RPG based on illuminated medieval manuscripts. It sounds bizarre. It sounds like it's going to be awful, but you can see here, It's got 195 very positive and 3,004 overwhelmingly positive reviews. It is actually a really good game. So that one is $14.99, and that is coming to Gidagik GeForce Now. Sorry, I just sort of spotted that Reva said I've noticed that too, Rokk, and I was just trying to work out what I'd said. Oh, that I don't play on PC. I like games on PC so I can mod the hell out of them. I mean, if I do have to download a game because it's not available on GeForce or Boosteroid or wherever, then I use Moonlight or the other one. I forgot what it's called now. The Steam Link thing, and just pop it up on my TV. But it's a bit of hassle. And I'd rather just fire it up on me cloud, to be honest with you. It is, isn't it, Phoenix? Oh, you've noticed that as well. I hear you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why that's a thing. But, Bramble should have come up. I mean, I've noticed twice today I've searched for a game, and twice it's given me the soundtrack as the option. It hasn't given me the actual game. What's that all about? Come on, Valve. Get your act together, fellas. And then finally, today for the NVIDIA blog, we'll have a quick look at the Ascent. So I can absolutely go, look, it's in my library just to prove it. I completed this. I was sad when I completed it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. A great cyberpunkish story. It is a side thing. I don't know what you call those side things. Side shooter thing. It's one of those perspective, what do you call them, the isometrics, where you're kind of looking down and then you use your right mouse to aim where you want the gun to go. You know, this sort of job. Now, I'd not really got on with those in the past. Top-down shooter, whatever. Yeah, not really got on with them in the past, and this one for me introduced me to the genre, and I couldn't get enough of it. The ability to upgrade your weapons, you get weapon drops all the time. It's just a fantastic little RPG. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Great graphics as well. Highly, highly recommended. And you can win a copy tomorrow on the members only giveaway with, of course, 30 days of GeForce Now. Hello, Jem. How are you, my friend? I was just saying, Jem, if you hadn't spotted it elsewhere, tomorrow I'm giving away a copy of this game, The Ascent, plus for another winner, separate winner, I'm Smelly Jember. I am giving away a copy of Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, and both of those go with a GeForce Now Priority membership. If you've already got GeForce Now, then it just, add it to your pot and get an extra month for free. It's all good. That's good, Jem. I'm glad you knew. So anyway, I absolutely loved it. I hugely recommend it. And I'm really looking forward to giving a copy away, actually, and getting people's opinions on what they think of it. Also, I never got to... Yeah, I did play it on GeForce Now. That's right. So I played it on Xbox, and I'm trying to think how this worked. I played it on Xbox, and then I loved it so much that I bought it on PC, 25 quid. Because I wanted the extra goodness, the extra kind of high quality on the graphics and stuff. Just a superb game. Anyway, you'll have fun there, I am sure. So that's all your GFN news. We'll have a quick look. I'm going to come back to Cloud Dosage because there's a fair bit of news there. Epic. The Epic game today is Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. Which is normally £16, roughly $18, $19. And Ultimate Edition, of course, includes like all the DLCs. Now, the original game did come out in 2010, so it's a 13-year-old title, but the Ultimate Pack looks like it's only just come out this week, which is pretty cool. And it may just be that it's brand new and only for this giveaway. So make sure you claim that one, as I always do live. There we go. Let's accept that one. get that in me pack. I don't think it's on GeForce Now, by the way. I did check and I couldn't see it. So what I tend to do is I bank them on the hope that one day it'll appear on a cloud gaming platform. Oh look, there's a coupon available. What's that then? What's the coupon? What have I got here? Epic Game Store coupon. May the 18th, June. Oh, it's been claimed. That's no good, is it? Why have I got a coupon that's been claimed? I didn't claim it. Blimey. Wow. Anyway, make sure you get that one, guys. Important. Good game, I think. Yeah, I did check, and I'm 99.9% sure it's not, sadly. You'd have to add it manually, which is a big problem with Epic and GFN. Gotcha. It's probably on Boosteroid. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's bring up my friend Cloud Game GG, Cloudbase, and see what he says. What's it called again? Fallout, what was it? I've forgotten already. Fallout New Vegas, that's the puppy. Here we go. Right, so it is I did check this actually, I remember now. It is available on xCloud. So you do have a cloud option, which means it's also available on Game Pass. So, you know, although you've claimed it for PC, if you've got Game Pass, you can play it anyway. And that's about it, because the others, and PS Now as well. So the two consoles you can play, the other two are PCs in the cloud, so they kind of count, they kind of don't. And then your proper, full-on gaming services, which interestingly doesn't include Utomic. I wonder why it isn't all available for those. But anyway, get it, bank it, keep it, be happy with it, whatever. GeForce, Cloud Dosage even. Utomic Cloud expands their game catalogue with 10 new games. Is it? Yeah, see, that's the thing, Adam. I'm never sure. With I guess, for me, being a bit of a IT kind of techie, I like all the latest graphics and stuff. So I've said it before, I'm not a huge retro fan. A lot of people, they just love, you know, going back and playing games they've played before and like, oh, it brings back, evokes memories and stuff. But I don't tend to, because typically you find it wasn't as good as you remembered it. But it's there, it's got all the DLCs and stuff. You may as well pick it up, haven't you? Courtesy of our good friends at Epic. Utomic Cloud expands their catalogue, so they're adding 10 new games. We'll have a very, very quick look at these. Shopping Clutter 7, Adventures of Megara, Antigone and the Living Toys. Sounds a bit adult. Alicia Quatermain 3, The Mystery of the Flaming Gold. The Secret Legacy, a Kate Brooks adventure. Blue Tier. Travel Mosaics 9, The Trials of Olympus, Suddenly Meow. Snow White Solitaire. And Camelot, Wrath of the Green. So the thing with Black Nut and Utomic, they do tend to be much more down the kind of indie stroke ex-mobile games. Some of them are really good, don't knock it, but nonetheless, if you have a Utomic subscription, which of course typically gives you access to quite a few downloadable PC games, and then for an extra couple of dollars you get access to a library of, I don't know what it is, 150, 200 games, which are in the cloud. So, you know, not for everybody, but quite interesting. What else? GFN we've touched on. We'll touch on the old Project Q in a second. Amazon Luna have got their controller sale on. So when it launched in the UK and in Germany a little while ago, and Canada, beg your pardon, there was a sale on in the States. You could buy the controller discounted, but it wasn't available to the rest of us. Well, thankfully, that's now been changed. It's about 30% off everywhere. I don't know if that price is short term. I think it's connected to an Amazon gaming event. So there are lots of things in Amazon, the e-tail store, that are discounted accordingly, including Luna controllers. I've noticed there's discounts as well on NVIDIA GPUs, on graphics cards, if that's your thing. Rokk, just want to know one thing, well, two. Please tell me you will play Spider-Man and the MGS remake. MGS lost me. Spider-Man, definitely. That will be a renter for me, Obi. I'm a bit like Cowboy. So for the full price games that I can't get on the cheap, which typically are PC games, I rent them. So I'm currently playing Jedi Survivor on Xbox via my rental account. I will definitely be playing Spider-Man the same way. I'm not sure what MGS is. I will. The minute you say it, I'll go, ah, yes, of course. But yeah, that's what I tend to do. Oh, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Oh, I was super excited to see that. I love Metal Gear Solid. 100%, my friend. There was quite a few games. I know not all of them were exclusive to PlayStation. That's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, there were quite a few games that I thought, oh, I definitely want to play that. That was one. Alan Wake 2, of course, everybody was excited about that. Spider-Man, absolutely 100%. And there were a few others as well. I thought, that looks good. Definitely. But yeah, if it's a full pricer, I'll probably be renting it unless I can bag a code from somewhere. But yeah, no, 100%. Looks good. Looks good. So yeah, and they're also doing NVIDIA cards, and just general gaming stuff's discounted. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your graphics card, now's a pretty good time over at Amazon. But a Luna controller, do you know, I was very tempted to buy the Luna controller, but I'm looking around. I've got 3 controllers over here. I've got 2 over here. And then in the lounge, I've got another 5. I really don't need another controller. I've got a controller for every device. Luna works fine with my... what do I use with Luna? I think I use an Xbox Series controller that I bought specifically for Shield, I think. But it works really well with Luna. So I'm not buying another one, as good as I'm sure it is. Planet of Lana available on Xbox Cloud and GeForce Now. We covered that one. Yeah, Boostroid obviously announced the same games as GeForce Now is announcing this week, although the only one that GeForce had that is different is Gears 5. So that's interesting. And I've also been told they didn't get to choose. They were told which games they would be able to port. I don't know what that means. I mean, I said at the time when I mentioned this, I think it might have been on Rokk Show. You know, the one half of me wants to take that and make it a conspiracy theory, but the other half just says, well, they're to start somewhere. But there was obviously a decision in there, and the question mark is, well, what's interesting is they're clearly not favouring one cloud platform over another. Although, as we know right now, in any case, it's pretty much Boostroid, GeForce Now, and at some point games will appear in the cloud on Switch. But I suspect that's later in the year. But yeah, for now they're kind of, you know, they gave them a conciliatory Gears 5, which was interesting. But they're basically saying, you get the same games, you get the same games. And off it goes. Bruce, how are you, my friend? Good to see you, dude. Popping in for lunch. Well, I've saved you a sandwich. Do you not mind? I've done you some hummus. Bit of hummus. Actually, I'm not a hummus fan. It's nothing wrong with hummus. I like it. It's the garlic. I'm not a garlic fan, as I've said before. So anyway, Boostroid are off to a good start as well. So they have the same games. Boostroid waits up to Gears in the Cloud. Yeah. Minus Gears 5, and they are announcing that they are coming on the 1st of June, so we won't need to go into that one. Don't think there's anything. 7 new games arrived on Boostroid. Yeah, we'll have a quick look at that this week. It's actually a couple of days ago. So we've got Voodolls. Not familiar with Voodolls. Last Case of Benedict Fox, which I have played. Was it on Xbox or PlayStation? It was PS. I think it came out as one of the PS Plus games this month. I think. But it may be an Xbox. There's so many games over so many platforms. I lose. I just can't focus. Metal Mutation, Steel Rats, Pile Up Box by Box, Gear Club Unlimited 2, and Black Sad Under the Skin. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. If I remember rightly, I thought it was pretty good. Oh, there you go, Xbox. It's on Xbox and Boost Droid. That's where I played it. And I thought it was okay. My problem right now is, quite honestly, I'm juggling 4 or 5 games at a fairly equal level. So Breath of the Wild, Redfall, Survivor, Jedi Survivor, and a couple that I've fired up on PlayStation as well. So I'm sort of like trying them and thinking, yep, I'll play that a bit more later, and then putting it away. Spaghetti from last night's dinner. Tea. Thank you, Bruce. Bruce remembered. Everybody in the world calls it dinner, mate, except me and a few of my northern buddies in the UK. I just can't help it. I've just called it tea my entire life. I struggle to call it dinner because we went to school, we had dinner time. It was dinner time at school, middle of the day. And then all of a sudden I was told, but actually no, they got it wrong. And I'm like, well, no, it's tea time. Michelle, how are you? Hi, Rokk, just wanted to say hello. Well, it's lovely to see you. I hope you are absolutely brimming with happiness and having a great old time. Library size. I do love when they do this kind of stuff on Cloud Dosage. But anyway, they're adding new games all the time as well, which is cool. And I'm not familiar with Gear Club. Is a racing game. Voodoo was new to me. Pile Up, I'm looking at their little graphic. That's new to me. But that's Benedict Fox there. I quite enjoyed it. I need to go back to it and give it a bit more of a spin, I think. Luna are losing the Resident Evil. In fact, I think they're losing a couple of Resident Evils and some other big titles. Yeah, they really haven't settled down yet, have they? With what they're doing, which is the one that I haven't finished yet. I think it's Resident Evil 2. I think I finished 4, didn't I? And then I went back to 2, I think, and I haven't finished it yet. But I must do, actually. I was enjoying it, and I was getting quite a way into it. Oh, thank you, Warmaster. Oh, Warmaster's upgraded membership. You dude. You are a dude. Thank you so much. Awesome. Supper was always a cheeky 8 p.m. snack. Yeah, supper's like later in the evening. So this is what I've always been told, Phoenix, right? Dinner, apart from this is purely the UK, guys. So don't at me. Don't at me on this. In the UK, which is a very classist country, not so much these days, but historically very, very much so. Certainly up till this century. So this is how it went. Tea was working class, dinner was middle class, and supper was upper class. That was how it was always. If you go and Google it, that's what Google said when I did my research. And I come from a very working class background. Very well. Dad was a bricklayer. Mum worked in Woolworths. I didn't go to university or anything. Very, very working class. So that's what I kind of knew it as. So, Clown Dosage says, Amazon Luna Plus giveth, and Amazon Luna Plus taketh away. The service is now set to lose Resident Evil titles, because it is more than one, and other big games by early June. I must get it out of the way then. Luna Plus was always intended to contain a rotating selection of games, but for about 2 years it grew pretty much monotonically. Not monotonically. Now, I've never used that word ever before. That's interesting. I can see where it's come from. Woolworths, those were the days. Yes, the pick and mix. I know. She also, bless her, ran a fruit and veg shop. And in later life, she went back to college and retrained as a hairdresser and opened a little salon. She's little entrepreneurs, my family. And that's why my mummy, to this day, still gives me a little trim every so often. bit of content in complementary channels like the retro and family game. Altogether, these channels once had around 230 games. Between October and March, though, Luna has shed well over 100 games in its catalogue and removed the retro and family channels altogether. While the catalogue size appears to have stabilised, it's still well down from its peak. As of today, the remaining Luna Plus channel sits at 109 games. Yeah, it's like almost half, isn't it? We already knew of games leaving the service through the rest of May. 8 games will have left throughout the month of May. However, we now know of an additional 4. I don't know what I really don't know what their strategy is. I mean, it could be a greater connection with Amazon Prime. I genuinely don't know. And to be honest, if they hadn't rolled it out to the UK, Canada and Germany, I think we would all have expected any minute for them to say we're just closing shop. But they didn't. They've invested. They've taken a big jump out into Europe and into Canada. And why would they do that if they're thinking of closing it? There's a certain rationalisation going on. But read the rest of the article, because those guys are fantastic. GFN Steam update, that would have been last week. So I think we're up to date on cloud dosage. So very quickly, before we get to the wheel, a couple of announcements, cloud related. So a lot of you watched the big old PlayStation event yesterday, which I enjoyed it. I watched it later because I had a few things to do, and I mean, I was a few surprises and some good games coming, and excitingly, those games will be coming to other platforms as well. So that's a good thing. But they announced at the end a couple of things. Or young, what's his face? I've forgotten his name already. Do you know, the guy looks to me like he's completely Botoxed his face. He's like, there's no movement, there's no emotion. He literally is like, thank you for watching. We really appreciate you. I was like, whoa. I can imagine he's a barrel of laughs when you get a call to come up to his office. Whoa. Anyway, they announced 2 things. The new earphones, which look, all right, in your ear, for PC and PlayStation. So basically anything that has Bluetooth. And Project Q, which interestingly had been leaked as being called Project Q. I mean, I have to assume it's not going to be called Project Q. It's PlayStation Q or whatever. I don't know where the Q comes from. I have no idea. Maybe there's going to be another name for it. Anyway, whether they felt they had to because it had already been leaked and therefore they don't really have a proper name for it yet, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, yesterday they did show it off, and they didn't expel any of the rumours either that it's purely going to be a device. The Quest could be, couldn't it? Phoenix is on the money there. See, she gets paid big bucks for this kind of stuff, ladies and gents. She does. Massive, huge, very, very wealthy marketer, Phoenix. So it's basically a DualSense controller bolted onto a screen with, and as far as we know, it will only play Yo Cowboy, yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-yo, Cowboys in the show. Yes, I don't know where that came from. It's basically only going to be able to play locally. So, you won't be able to take it down the road or on your holidays or on a plane or anything like that. I don't think you're going to be able to store games. It's not a console like your Steam Deck. Sadly. Yippee-yi-yi! But that doesn't mean that it might not be in the future. And the reason I say that is because Jim Ryan, that was a fellow, wasn't it? As soon as I flicked over, there he was. Mr. Botox. He announced at a shareholders event this week, or certainly in the last few days, that PlayStation or Sony Entertainment is going to get super aggressive around cloud, which is interesting because they've really been sort of hands off. They obviously they had PS Now, which I loved, by the way, and it got pilloried. It got lambasted. But if you play any of the games on PlayStation Cloud, or indeed PlayStation Now when it was around, if you play any of the PS4 games, it's flipping awesome. Better than xCloud. But a lot of people don't. They go and play the really old PS3 games or the PS1 games and they say, oh, yeah, it's rubbish. But, they're running on really old tech. But no, it's really cool. However, it's kind of like, they treat it like, the unloved stepchild. They don't promote it very much. When there are new cloud games, you have to dig to find them. And there are some great games that go to PlayStation Cloud. Really good games. So, it's been an annoyance to me to see how much effort Microsoft have been putting in to getting behind cloud. And Sony have been, I don't know yet. I haven't seen the angle. Anyway, young Jim Ryan, he of the expressionless face, revealed that they have, in his words, aggressive plans for cloud. And it's interesting that he's raised it. He didn't need to at this event. I mean, it's not like anybody was baying for news on what PlayStation intends to do around cloud. But nonetheless, he announced that they have some plans and he said, unfortunately, he said, today's not the place for me to disclose these plans. But we do have some fairly interesting, I don't know whether, it's like he's going to go, I really want to big this up, but I don't want to get too hype. So they're fairly interesting and quite aggressive plans. Look fairly interesting, quite aggressive. And then obviously everybody drops the fairly and the quite. So he has some interesting and aggressive plans to accelerate our initiatives in the space of the cloud. In the space of the cloud that will unfold over the course of the coming months. I don't know whether Jim had just been given a post-it note. And it's like, that could be good. I'll announce these in some months. But, they go on to talk about, that's all there is. I mean, that's it. That's that one sentence is all there is. So nobody can really talk a great deal about it, except that's exciting. Sony don't say stuff unless they are doing it and it's going to be interesting and aggressive, because they just don't do the hype train stuff. A bit like, a lot of the other tech boys. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can sit here and hypothesize and theorize and conspirarize, but genuinely nobody knows. However, he's kind of, the fact that it's interesting means that it's potentially different, I suppose. Certainly different to what they're doing or have been doing. And the fact that it's aggressive means they're going to push hard on it. Because a lot of these reports have sort of gone, cloud gaming's a baby at the moment. It's hardly tickling the surface of gaming, but it could be a disruptor. We all know, we're in early. Barclay, how are you, my dude? Greetings and thanks for the game. Absolutely. No, I hope you enjoy it. I don't know anything about that game, so I'm really keen to hear your thoughts, my friend. But you're more than welcome. I ought to get the next wheel going as well. Going to be crashing shows again. But you've got the whole CMA thing. I don't know. I've seen some interesting correlations between that news and the CMA's objections to the Microsoft deal. And a lot of people have been sort of going, join that dot. CMA say that they are worried that the deal could scupper the future of cloud. Maybe they know. Maybe Sony, behind closed doors, has said, look, this is what our plans are. Cloud is going to be the future. We know this. I don't care what anybody says. They can sit and whinge all day long about who's got great Wi-Fi and I'm never going to get rid of my PC, but it'll happen as sure as CDs are CDs and horses only ever eat hay. It will happen. But, the fact that everybody's getting behind it now, I think is probably there's some discussions that have taken place. I think that's fair to say. So there you go, a little bit of Sony news. Let's get over to the wheel. Let's do this as quick as we can. Woohoo! Here we are. Barkley won yesterday. Jack to Slip won the day before. I spoke to Jack earlier, bless him. Super fan of the show, super fan of the channel. Very, very supportive and very happy with his game as well, which was excellent. So, PlayStation Wii U. Who knows, Bruce? Who knows, my friend? But I'd love to speculate. Watch Dr. Spaceman's show. He does a really good show on all things PlayStation, as do the Helix boys as well, actually. Helix Games, they do a really good PlayStation. Talking the PS, I think it is, which I think is on a Thursday. But both of those two guys do a really good PlayStation game. And of course, my good friend Ant, who's in the chat, very often playing and talking PlayStation. Hello, Neil. Just grabbed my free copy of Fallout. Yeah, we had a little look at that earlier, my friend. Yes, let us know what you think. It's not on GeForce Now, sadly, but it is on Xbox and PlayStation if you want to play on their cloud services. So, let's spin the wheel. Normal one, so members only, but from next week, opening it back out to subscribers and doing a big giveaway tomorrow for members. Huge giveaway. The Ascent. Plus 30 days of GeForce Now Priority. And Warhammer 40,000 Bolgun plus 30 days of GeForce Now. I have to repeat because obviously people come in. They don't always know this. They are going to be a fantastic, fantastic giveaway. Also, in the month of June, I will be doing a huge members-only giveaway of a big game released in June, but I will let you know what it will be nearer the time. But it will be a brand new released in June game. So look forward to that, members only. Yes, right. Let me get this wheel sorted. Entrance. So let me spin a Rooney. We have been joined by Vet Gaming. Vet has rejoined, and of course, also our good friend Raven Anime, and Warmaster has upgraded. So thank you guys, absolutely superb. That's important actually, because from tomorrow, in all the giveaways that involve members, depending on what tier you are, you will be getting additional entries to make it worth it. You've got to have some perks, having generously paid more. Yes, it's going to be a really, really cracking setup. Let's spin and see who it is. Let me do it now. Oh, it's the same music as yesterday. It's supposed to be random. I'm not sure why. Could be Diablo Gem. It could well be, my friend. I'm not saying until nearer the time, but it's going to be up there with that kind of an ilk. Who's it going to be? Starting to slow. Right, it's gone past Rouster. Sorry, mate. It's gone past Neil. Sorry, Neil. It's gone past Bexy Bob and Charlie Mouse and RM. And it's slowing down. Look at this. Do you know what? It could be a gem day. It's still going. It could be gem. Keep going. It's going to be. It is. It's going to be gem. Woohoo. Hey. Gem is the winner. I wonder if Gem can do a double. Right. Because Gem, you may not realise this. I have had Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition on PC, on the game wheel forever as like a big prize, and nobody's ever won it. Nobody. So who knows? It could be you this very day. So here we go. Gem is the winner. Nice one, Gem. Let's see what Gem is going to win now. Oh yeah. Nice little poppy tune. Hey Ray, how are you, dude? I know it's really difficult, Gem, to see what you win. I will shout it out, man. Right, could be Pumped BMX Pro. In fact, it is. No, it's Chenso. I have no idea what Chenso is. You'll need to find out. But listen, this is the case all the time. If you have the game or you don't want the game, I'm more than happy for you or anybody that wins to say, actually, I've just spotted that other game. Could I have that one instead? I'm happy to do that. With the exception of Horizon Zero Dawn, because it is the special one. You know, it's the kind of action man figure in those machines in the arcade where you've got like a gripper and everybody's trying to get the action man and they end up with nothing or a really rubbish $1 teddy. That's that one. Jem, well done, my friend. I will let me know if you're happy with the game, and then I'll let you have the code. Or as I say, if you want to choose one from the wheel, it's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. There we go. Got to go back. Thanks for having me, dude. Take care, Obi. It's an absolute pleasure having you, my friend. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. There we go. So there he goes. Obi goes off into the distance. Lovely fella. Make sure you check out his channel. I popped in last night. He was doing some Mortal Kombat. He's a lovely guy. Super fun to watch and great engaging with audience as well. So yeah, definitely one to do. See, Obi, says Reva. Well, guys, we've actually, if you don't mind, is it possible to redraw for another winner? Oh, bless you, Jem. I'll do that if you want me to, my friend. You're not the only one that does that. Phoenix does that because she's not interested in PC games at all. And of course I'll do it for you. Not a problem. I will do it right now, in fact. That's very generous of you. Thank you. More than happy to do that. I've got to clear the wheels. Which, if you can bear with me for 1 second, we'll do that. Let's see now. Yeah, of course I don't mind, bless you. Right, so let me interact and I will clear you. There you go. Right, so courtesy of our good friend Jem, a new winner. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Before I do that, let me just shuffle just to make it a bit more random. There we go. Right, thank you, Jem. Here we go. I knew there was other music in there somewhere. One day, but not this day. We ought to have a, on in the whole kind of gambling thing, we should have a side bet, shouldn't we, on who's most likely to win. Let's get it down. Okie dokie. Oh, look, there's Crystal, Jack, Spectrum, Charlie Mouse, Queen Rach. Still going. Stuart, is it Bexy Bob? Or is it Primo? It's going to be Primo Yonic, I think. It's still going, though. It could go as far as Phil. I got probably had premature Primo Yonic. It's Phil McGraw. Brilliant stuff. I did. I had premature Primo Yonic. And I tell you, it hurts. Right, Phil, nice one, dude. Let me put Phil back in the box. And why is Phil over there? Why does it come up on that one? That's weird. Anyway, you didn't see his name, did you? It was Phil, I promise you. Let's get the next one up. Chenso. We'll clear Chenso. We'll give the new person a... I hope you can, Phoenix, because it's going to chafe. Right. And I'm going to do a little shuffleette as well on the games. We'll leave Chenso in there just in case. I'm not sure what it sounds Japanese, doesn't it? Let's do it in honour of our good friend Jem. Let's spin the wheel for Phil McGrath. Oh, it's a bit more folky. It's like the Chuckle Brothers. It's an incidental for the Chuckle Brothers as they pop down to the ice cream store for a 99. Well, one of them. Both of them go in the end. It's just one of them. It's just like the Chuckle Brother, isn't it now? It's gonna be... Could be Garfield Cup, but I don't think it will be. I think it could be encased, but it could be Munin. I think it's going to be encased. It is encased. Phil wins encased. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Jem. That's very, very generous of you, my friend. And I will get that over to him forthwith and henceforth. as they said on Cloud Dosage earlier. Well, there you go. I think that was a nice little interlude, courtesy of our good friend Jem. And zoop, ding. If it lands on Horizon, Jem's going to retract his offer. Yeah, I did wonder that. Right, let's get the heck out of here. One more day, fellas and fellaresses. Big day tomorrow for members. I'm really excited. A big two game plus GeForce Now giveaway. Never been done before. It's going to be good. It's going to be epic, as my good friend Ant the Cowboy says. You, yes, you have a fantastic Thursday. Japanese, I think it is as well. Have a fantastic one, guys. And I will see you tomorrow. Rock out. Take care. Damn, you made a great point. Rock players. Thank you, Neil. Yes, it is on tonight. Absolutely, it's on. Oh, I need it. I've forgotten who's on it, but it's a great, great cast. That's in 2 hours or something around there. I may be on it. I'm not 100% sure. But thank you for mentioning that, Neil. Good job I stay around, isn't it? And read the messages. Right, let's get back. Thank you, my friend. Check it out, man.